Today we're sitting down with Paula Belmont. Miss Belmont is the surviving victim of the Treehouse murder story that we've been covering a while here at True Homestead. Miss Belmont, thank you so much for sitting down with us today to give us your time and tell us a little bit about your story.
You're very welcome.
Miss Belmont, just because of some of the issues that have gone on in this case, I want to make sure that we're clear here. You're here of your own free will, and you haven't been threatened or coerced in any way or offered any compensation for your interview today, have you?
Yes, I'm here on my own free will because no, I haven't been offered anything.
Okay. And you're just here because you want to be able to tell your story in your words for what you believe to be the truth, and you want people to be able to hear that?
Yes, I want justice for Tyrone.
Absolutely. Miss Belmont, being the surviving victim of this case, would you like to recount a little for us your recollection of the night that the murder occurred and that you were attacked?
Okay. I was up the stairs with my friends in the treehouse, which is more like a triple tiered deck with a little overhang, and we were hanging out when two people came barreling up the stairs. One jumped on me immediately, slit my neck, telling me that if I didn't give him the money, he was going to kill me. As he was beating me, I was kicking on the floor, the floorboards, yelling for help, and continue to yell for help. And as the two people that were there, the one I didn't really get to see because this other person was at my friend, holding a knife to my friend's throat, doing this to him to be quiet. As these two people were going down the stairs, my landlord Matthew came up the stairs, and Rory, Detroit Wilson, the one who slit my neck, started to take off his mask, and Matthew saw it, and that's when he got stabbed and murdered.
Okay, so before Matthew approached and there was an incident with Matthew, Detroit or Rory Wilson is holding you down and had cut you.
Yes. Cut me with his left hand and was beating me with his right hand, punching the hell out of me.
And there's a second assailant that's there, and he's holding a knife to your friend. And that friend is Roger?
Yes. Now, I didn't know this at the time because I really couldn't see much past Detroit because he's a very big man.
Okay, so there were two assailants. One of them, you know for a fact, is Detroit. And he is attacking you. And then the other assailant is kind of dealing with your friend Roger and telling him to be quiet.
Didn't tell him, but shushed him like that. He didn't speak while he was up top of the stairs.
Okay. And then your landlord Matthew starts coming towards up the stairs?
Yes.
And at that point, both assailants leave you?
No, one was already going down, and like Matthew walked past him to come up. That was the person, I guess he had his head turned or whatever. I'm not sure because I couldn't see that. But as Rory was the one facing Matt when Matt was turning the corner to come up to me. So there was essentially one in front of Matthew and one behind Matthew.
And is Detroit or Rory, is he the one who attacked Matthew?
Yes.
So Detroit attacked both you and Matthew?
Yes. Okay.
And the second assailant, the first assailant, Rory Detroit, you know it was Rory Detroit, and he's a black man, correct?
Yes.
And Tyrone Tucker's a white man?
Yes.
Different body plan, different body build, different locomotion, everything.
Width-wise, height-wise, walking-wise, everything.
In the second assailant, I'm not sure that he's been 100% positively identified. Some people think it might be this guy Travis. Some people are claiming it's Tyrone. But you know Tyrone, correct?
The police are the ones that claim it's Tyrone.
Okay.
And other idiots in the street. But, Detroit and Travis say it's Tyrone, too. After they used Tyrone as an alibi, and both of them were arrested, then they made Tyrone an accomplice. Originally, Tyrone was their alibi.
Originally, they said Tyrone was their alibi. Tyrone's not there. We were with Tyrone to give themselves cover for not being there.
Each one of them separately said that until they both got caught, and then they turned Tyrone into the next assailant when there was only two people there.
Okay, so the second assailant we'll assume or say for right now that it's likely Travis, but it could be Tyrone. How do you know that the second assailant was not Tyrone?
No, it's not Tyrone. It didn't match Tyrone's height or frame. I saw half of his body from the back. It's not him width-wise. It's not him height-wise. When Matthew went tumbling down the stairs, I heard the other person say, I think he's dead, or I think we killed him. It was not Tyrone's voice. I know Tyrone's voice.
Yeah, I was going to say, Tyrone has a very, very distinctive voice. I've spoken with him several times. And you might not have been very closely associated with Tyrone before this, but you knew Tyrone enough to recognize his voice.
Exactly. Correct. Exactly.
In your recollection...
I actually didn't even remember his name was Tyrone. I don't think that's how I met him. But I know him enough that no, it was not his voice. It was not his size. Like I said, even though I only saw the back part of this person.
And you feel...
But it wasn't...
And you feel confident that it was not Tyrone?
Yes, absolutely. And I have said that from day one, or night one, however you want to phrase it.
So after the incident, the police interviewed you. How did the interview go?
Pretty much the way they decided they wanted it to go.
Did you feel that they tried to influence your testimony or get you to change your testimony or add something to your testimony?
Every time I tried to stick up for Tyrone, I was just shushed aside. The subject would be changed. Oh no, Paula, it didn't happen like this. You don't know Tyrone like we know Tyrone. He's manipulative. He's evil. They told me he's got this really bad criminal record. As far as I know of, I don't even think he has a criminal record prior. But every time I tried to stick up for him, the more I stood up for him, the more I got kicked to the curb, I guess you would say.
Did you feel that the way they were interrogating you in their investigation was improper, as if they weren't listening to what you were telling them, but were trying to insert their own facts that they wanted into the case?
Well, yes, even down to day one, a drug deal gone bad. That was a crock of shit. There was never no prior drug deal that day gone bad. I don't know where all that came from. The same place everything else that their lies have come from. Tyrone happened to be staying in that warehouse that night, and that's how he got roped into it.
I've read the transcripts in a lot, and there's so much going on, and it seems very clear for me there's a lot of improper things happening. I'd like to assume that it was malicious, but I don't know that, but it seems very clear that it's improper. So I want to ask you another question. When the police... So Matthew's been killed, you've been cut, yes. There's a robbery, and there's people injured. The police come to the scene that night, and it's a crime scene, correct?
Yes.
Do you think that they properly collected all the evidence that was there?
Oh, hell no. The blanket that I was attacked on wasn't even taken. For starters, there was blood everywhere all over that blanket. I was sliced on that blanket. I was beaten on that blanket. It was still on the bed, covered in blood the next day.
So you've been following this case quite intently, correct?
Oh, you're breaking up.
I'm sorry. I said you've been following this case since the beginning very intently, correct?
Yes.
In your opinion, do you feel that there's been other mishandling of evidence or improper collection of evidence or gathering of evidence?
Of course there has. In the real world, it wouldn't happen like this.
I agree. I noticed in the deposition transcript, the lead detective picture, he admitted that he had a sustained IA against him for, I believe it was 178 counts of mishandling evidence in this case. I'm not even sure how you have 178 pieces of evidence if you're saying they didn't collect the evidence, but that's what he admitted to. I don't know if it was several counts per piece or what, but that just seemed absolutely just unfathomable to me that it would go that way.
It made no sense.
But Paul, is there anything else that you would like to say about this case, or that you feel in your heart that you want people to know?
I want people to know that I feel that Penny Phillips, Colleen Dunn, all of them that are lying and try to frame Tyrone, I feel that they should go to jail for the same amount of time that Tyrone sat in jail.
So you're the surviving victim. You're alleging and basically telling me you swear that, I know you're not under oath here, but I think when we spoke before, you said that you swear on your life that it was not Tyrone.
Yes, on my life, which I almost lost. No, it was not Tyrone.
And as you said before, your big motivation here is that you know Tyrone is innocent and you want that to be heard. So
yes, and if Matthew was alive, he would fight for Tyrone too, because that's the type of person that Matthew was. I don't want to see anyone in jail that doesn't belong in jail.
And being that you're so adamant that Tyrone was innocent, and you're so adamant that you want it to be heard that Tyrone was innocent, have you and Tyrone spoken recently?
No, we're not allowed to. I had tried to reach out to Tyrone, and reached out to Lauren, who I didn't know, for the plain and simple fact that once Tyrone was let out on bond at that ridiculous price, I was worried that Tyrone was getting in trouble for me being the person who he got charged with for tampering with a witness, because inadvertently me and Tyrone accidentally had lunch together. Like, we met up at McDonald's before Tyrone was arrested. Rory had already been arrested and Tyrone hadn't, and I happened to walk into McDonald's and he was in the back corner because he had just been released from being questioned, and he came up to me, and I mean, literally, we went outside because I was bawling, telling my story, crying on his shoulder. I got sidetracked.
It's okay. We're talking about the no contact order, and you meet up with Tyrone.
Okay, yes. So then later on, when I find out that Tyrone got arrested, it said for witness tampering, and I was upset, thinking that he was in trouble for talking to me. So I reached out to Lauren, reached out to Tyrone, the Free Franklin Tucker page. I did get a response from Lauren on Facebook. I called. Now at this point, Colleen Dunn had been kicked to the curb like she belongs, and the new prosecutor. I contacted the prosecutor and said I want to be able to Facebook and message back and forth with Lauren. Judge Jones issued a no contact order, which I'm trying to get lifted. I wrote a letter. Apparently, you have to have a motion filed. But I now have a lawyer to help me so I don't get railroaded for doing things like what I'm doing now, talking to you. Because, that I frame everybody down here as far as this case is concerned.
I'm sure of that. But I want you to know, I strongly believe I'm not an attorney. I cannot give legal advice. But you have a First Amendment right to speak. I'm the media. You have a right to speech, press, and petition. If anything happens to you, if you have any retaliation or anything negative, please let me know immediately. You have all my contact information. I will find attorneys to hop on this if your attorney needs help.
Thank you.
So you said the judge had issued the no contact order. Do you know if the state had requested that?
No, I don't know. The only reason I found out about it was because Lauren told me. Lauren was worried that they were going to get in trouble for me trying to reach out to them through Facebook, which is why I got in touch with the state attorney, the new state attorney. So I don't know the details of it. I do know I'm trying to get it dropped because I would like to talk to Tyrone. Basically, I'm going to tell Tyrone I'm sorry for everything he's been through.
So you know the judge issued the order, but you don't know if the judge did that on his own or somebody had requested it.
I think he did it on his own, because it's not just Tyrone, it's also against the other two. Okay. It's all three of them. Detroit.
And you didn't want this contact order, correct? And you did not want this contact order, and you've hired an attorney to get it removed. Is that correct?
Well, I actually got an attorney, a pro bono attorney.
Oh, God bless.
That would help me. I didn't ask for it. I wanted. I mean, the other two were in prison jail where they need to be. I don't want nothing to do with them. But like I said, Tyrone was my friend. Tyrone still is my friend, even though we're not allowed to speak. But I want to be able to speak to him. I want to be actually able to speak to Lauren instead of just. I'm going to meet him. I want to meet Lauren. I would like to go out and give Tyrone a hug and just literally, like I said, apologize to him for the nightmare that he's been going through.
Lauren's an angel, and Ty's been put through a nightmare. I just wish all of us that go through these nightmares could have angels like Lauren. She's a force of nature I have absolute respect for.
Without Lauren, Tyrone would probably die in jail, in prison, because
Miss Belmont, before I hop off here, I want to ask you one more thing. Now, you mentioned the witness tampering or witness intimidation. I know witness tampering or tampering with a witness was one of the charges levied against Tyrone. But
and that proved to be bullshit also.
Now, I agree it's likely bovine excrement. Where I'm trying to go at with this, though, is whether Tyrone, if somehow or another he did tamper with another witness, it was another witness. It absolutely was not you. Is that correct?
Absolutely no, not me. It was supposedly Rory's Detroit's wife.
Okay, but Tyrone or Lauren or nobody other than police have ever asked you to change your testimony. Is that correct?
That's correct. The police never really asked me to change my testimony. They just tried to sway me. Like at one point, Matt Pitcher almost had me questioning, like, well, could this really have been? But no, there was nothing that would make me say it was Tyrone. And I'm in a weird situation because two of them I'm going against and the one I'm sticking up for. So it's kind of confusing for the defense attorney. Yes, but that's the way it is.
So you're not just somebody who doesn't want anybody to ever be punished. People who are guilty and committed murder or robbery, you absolutely believe should be sitting in jail.
Oh, yeah.
But you believe an innocent man should never sit in jail the same way I do.
If I thought Tyrone did it, he can rot in hell like the other two, as far as I'm concerned. But Tyrone didn't do it.
Miss Belmont,
and I'm going to fight just as much as I can for him because he deserves to have somebody stick up for him instead of the crooked Bubba system down here.
Miss Belmont, I really want to thank you so much. I can't thank you enough with words for sitting down and speaking with me and speaking with my audience. We've been following this case for a while, and there's hundreds, if not thousands, of pages. And when you go through it, it's beyond obvious of the issues, but it's hard to describe or get anybody to follow reading 500 pages. I think your words will really help a lot of the readers understand what's going on and how egregious the conduct or misconduct of the state's attorney's office and the sheriff's office has been in this case.
Yes, sir. And I certainly hope it helps Tyrone.
Again, we thank you so much. If you need anything from me or you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. If there's any retaliation, I would want to know about it immediately. And again, God bless you. I'm praying for you. And I hope I get to meet you soon and buy you dinner.
Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you very much.
You're so welcome. God bless.